好，现在又到了采访的时间。那目前站在我身边的是来自于同福战队的豪。接下去马上就要进行的比赛呢是败者组的淘汰赛，同福战队对阵
The next
Moscow 5 M5。
The elimination game is in the loser bracket is Tongfu versus Moscow 5.
那么其实很多选手在
Actually, a lot of losers, brackets players, they carry a different type of emotion, but they remain optimistic. So, how? What is your present state of mind right now? I feel pretty calm, I think. Because Moscow 5 is not a very strong player. And we have played against them quite a few times before. However, being in the loser bracket has a different perspective. Who wins? Who loses? It's hard to sort it out. We go into the match with a calm state of mind, and we should be alright. So you're very confident about another win, or you still maintain some degree of cautiousness. Is that right? A lot of players from China they have favored some foreign players before it was well developed in China at that time. So, how do you feel about it? Earlier, I've said that Vigros is a very intelligent player. At that time, I played a lot, and I have studied a lot of videos. Because before that, in our practice, that was the first time we saw it during a game, an actual match. But being in a supportive role would be better. Did you do any special training because of this match? Overall, last night we watched a lot of video. We noticed what kind of strategy they usually use. Or maybe we will focus on the kind of heroes they favor. And we will have to wait and see in a little bit. And they have a lot of variations before the game. So we'll have to wait. And maybe we can turn it into our advantage. Thank you so much for having an interview with us. And I hope you will do your best performance in the next game. Thank you.
All right then, so that was Hao from Tongfu, but let's meet the rest of his team.
Awok, Xi'an, China.
Hao, Guangzhou, China.
Kabul, Huainan, China.
Mu, Wuhan, China.
Sanshen, Huaihua, China.
All right, so that completes the lineup then of Tongfu. They're in a situation they probably didn't want to be in coming into the international. They're in the loser bracket. They've got one game versus M5. How do you think they're going to do it?
I think they'll do pretty well. They're definitely the favourites going into this one. They had a good start to their first day of the group stages. Second and third day didn't go as well, but they're definitely the favourites going into this match itself. M5 did not have a good group stage, and they're probably one of the teams who have performed the worst here at the international.
Yeah, Tongfu are similar to MTW. They've made it through the Eastern qualifiers in very convincing fashion. They've looked really, really good during that tournament. Unfortunately, they came, not quite as prepared for the international and going through the losers bracket. But yeah, I think they're going to take this as well.
Okay, then. So let's meet the team of M5. We had an interview a little bit earlier at the international with them.
Hello, my name is BGG. I'm from Moscow 5. I'm captain of this team. I can play and carry and support and woods and hardline. We always changing the roles. On bootcamp we play a lot, like 11-12 hours per day. We drink every day after games, but only beer. So.
Hello, my name is Igor Kalnish. My nickname is Admiration. I play solo, I study, I worked, I play poker.
We have no favorites in this tournament. I think all teams the same. Every team can beat every team.
I think Navi, they are good at everything, basically. They act as a team. They do everything right if they are in a good mood.
Enemies don't know us, and we don't know us. We are always playing different game, no strategy, just some good lines, aggressive.
Winning the international means that you succeed in something that you like, that you are doing every day. So yeah, it means success. Money is always good.
So there we have it. That's M5, a very unpredictable team coming in here into the international. Not sure what Tongfu are thinking about them, but let's meet the rest of the team.
Admir, Moscow, Russia.
Vlad Angel, Moscow, Russia.
PGG, Moscow, Russia.
Silent, Kazan, Russia.
Vigos, Moscow, Russia.
So for those who don't know much about M5, we turn to Nebula, Gods, and Bruno.
They're basically the Russian mafia. I mean, PGG is world famous. I believe he said, and I quote, "We have no strategy."
Yep,
correct?
No strategy is the best strategy.
No strategy, best strategy. Absolutely.
Bruno?
Oh, well, I do have 3 stats. They are great with puck, 11 and 3. They are very good with Darkseer, 11 and 7. And in the last LAN event, PGG hit about 68% of his black holes.
Is that real?
It is.
Okay, right.
Those are the first real stats we've had in about 6 hours.
These guys have been telling me things, and I shouldn't believe them. Bruno, you're the man.
Do stats even apply when you have no strategy, though?
No strategy?
No. They play 100% of the time with no strategy. That's a new stat. Write that down, Bruno. That one's for free. All right, then, guys. So we're ready to go. Quickly, guys. Predictions going into the game. Tongfu versus M5. Hugely important match for them.
Tongfu to win in minute 5.
Serious. We're not finished the show yet.
They've called a minute 5 from not for
It was minute
no
6,
reason.
but we're going to say it was minute 5.
They are famous for some early GG calls when they're losing. That said, I think M5 are going to take this.
All right, Bruno.
I'm really excited about this match. I hope for a 70-75 minute match, very close.
I don't know what to do.
That's not happening.
I fear that we have to go to Toby for someone to talk sense, which is just a stupid thing to say. I don't understand what's going on with my mouth. But we're going to Toby for the game. It's the second last game. I hope you guys enjoy it. Good luck to M5 and Tongfu. Over to that guy.
Thank you very much to James, always talking sense as ever. When logic is needed, I'd always turn to my, my guru, which is definitely too good. Let's jump ourselves to something which is, well, a lot more sensible, and that is our draft scenario. Tongfu going up against Moscow 5. It is our 3rd game in the first round of the lower bracket, where Moscow 5 will be playing over on the Dire side, Tongfu over on the Radiant side, and Slash, by the looks of it, we're getting ourselves through the draft, and Tongfu have possibly got every single thing they want.
Yeah, we've had Tongfu having first pick, first ban, banned out Lycan, Prophet as well as Leshrac. M5 responded by banning out Nagasarin, Rubik as well as the Syllabare. And Tongfu first picked the Darkseer, which is the first time today that we are seeing this hero on stage because he has been banned every single game so far.
People know the power of Darkseer. He completely destroys almost every single team fight. But then again, Moscow 5, they answer back with Morphling, a guy with, well, basically the best percentage win rate out there. So PGG playing the percentages, possibly a strat, but who knows. Obviously, they'll go against his word. So what PGG says is gospel. So it is not a strat. It is a random selection. Same with Tidehunter, but not really. Tidehunter is a great counter as far as any kind of big team fights go. So look for that key Ravage to really come off from Moscow 5. And they're going to add in an Enigma Black Hole as well. PGG, famous for catching everything and nothing in his black holes.
Yeah, and basically Tidehunter, Enigma, picking those two heroes just deprives the synergy of Darkseer. Just not letting him get anything really, and any of those huge-ass crowd control things. But at the same time, Tongfu do have the Invoker, which will be handled by Mu, of course, one of the best Invoker players in China. And Anti-Mage, which is the trademark and signature hero of Tongfu's carry player, Hao.
Yeah, so they're going to have a great old time with those heroes. Of course, there are support heroes yet to be picked up for them, and we do also have the possibility of a jungle. Of course, Darkseer, he is pretty dynamic, able to run solo on the lane, on the hard lane as well, or he can move himself around inside that jungle, and generally after about 8 to 10 minutes, he'll come out there with possibly a mech and a full pipe, and then just go, sup, what's happening? We're going to take all your towers, we're going to take every single team fight you try and do, and life is hell for you. But maybe we'll see it this time around. Maybe not. Nice Stalker being banned out here by Awoke. So he's currently looking at Moscow 5 going, well, they've got Morph, they've got Tide, they've got Enigma. So we've got a possible off-lane, we've got a possible jungle. We've got a possible support, we've got a possible off-lane hero as well. And then you got Morph, who will be babysat either mid-lane with the range support like Crystal Maiden, or will be supported up on the easy lane for Moscow 5 up there on the top lane. So it's pretty difficult to try and work out 100% what they want. I do also love the fact that Chen managed to get to this point of the ban stage without being selected.
Yeah, Moscow 5 were very wisely banning out the Chen. I suppose the next ban is going to be the Enchantress, because those two heroes are the favorites of Awoke, who is in the drafting slot this game. And while Tongfu themselves could be banning out some of those side lane solos. I'm not quite sure if PGG will be playing that Enigma on the side lane solo or even going mid.
Yeah, it's been a while since PGG's really done that. Most of the time we see it moved into the jungle. But then again, it's one of those things where you just cannot anticipate what PGG will do, or what all of Moscow 5 will do.
Morphling will be most likely be handled by Admiration. We've seen him playing at solo with Morphling extremely effectively yesterday. And
that's true. They go the race band build and just stack the stats.
Exactly, and stack the stats in the wars against a 1v2 lane and still got kills. It was ridiculous.
Well, it's the power of Morphling, man. You can play him in many, many different ways, and he doesn't always have to wait until he's got 5 million items and so much gold that no one else is even comparable to him. You can use him very early on and just, well, control so much. You can win your lane so easily with the Morph if you play him right. Of course, you got to play him right.
Which won't be a problem, I hope. Yes, indeed, they will ban out the Windrunner. So depriving Moscow 5 of that opportunity to pick it up.
Yeah, Vigos will be crying a little bit because he does really enjoy that Windrunner, even if he runs it mid. Do we still have no? Latrak was taken out as well. It just seems that they're banning directly on Vigos with 3 of those bans. He'd love those pickups, but...
Venomancer at the moment is still in the pool, and as we have already mentioned so many times before, just possibly the best support on lane to have.
That is true. That is true. He is lovable by all, except for PGG. PGG shows no love for Venomancer and finds himself in the 5th ban slot. So we get to see Awoke picking up the 4th hero. We assume direct support, and we probably also assume going down the lines of either the Shadow Shaman or going down the lines of the Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, like range support, one range support is certainly needed. Possibly also a Shadow Demon to look
Oh, that's true. SD is possible.
Yeah. Or if they really think about countering the Enigma of VS, and which has not been really popular so far in this tournament, but would be a sensible pickup still.
Sensible pickup, could go the way of Tongfu. They don't really want to make any mistakes, as we've been telling everyone who's been tuning in for the last couple of hours. We are in the lower bracket now. We've already seen Mouse Sports being removed. We've seen MTW also being removed as well. So there's a lot of teams already starting to make their way out of the international, out of the running, and basically out of the prize money as well. And Moscow 5, they don't want to join, but neither does Tongfu. We haven't had a single Chinese team eliminated yet. eHome, able to progress recently, and Tongfu, they would prefer not to be the first Chinese team listed as out of the international.
Certainly not. No, that would probably be a huge shame on whichever team is the first to go out at this stage of the tournament. And SK, of course, synergizing extremely well with the Darkseer and could function as a secondary support as well. So a good pickup there by Tongfu, but they still need that one range support. And Shadow Demon to counter the anti-mage being picked from Moscow 5.
Able to disrupt up the anti-mage and then turn his mana burn directly back on him. Of course, it is a beautiful way also, if he does get farmed up and farmed up and farmed up, that you've got some really, really tanky illusions that can stall a fight. But they've still got to be very, very careful about the Darkseer. I'm interested to see just how easy it is to get this combo off. So we've got Enigma and Tide, and that's some pretty good control. Morphling should come over the top with some decent damage, and Shadow Demon should also make it a little easier to focus on just one specific target. But where does the real damage come from Moscow 5? Do they try and go Queen of Pain right now and just say, let's get some burst magical damage as opposed to just the right click? Or are they already in a little bit of trouble with the fact we've got Darkseer and SK grouped up together, and we've seen Queen of Pain being a very fragile hero of late?
Yes, Queen of Pain, I think her winning percentage is really not that high, and especially against Tongfu Design. Now that the Shadow Shaman's pick, I think Queen of Pain would be one of the worst selections to actually go for.
Easy to lock down. She wants to jump in and jump back out again. You're dealing with Hex, you're dealing with Shackles, you got so many stuns up the sleeves, you got Mana Burn.
You can't burst down Darkseer, Invoker, or Anti-Mage.
They need someone big, they need someone strong, and they need someone epic.
Oh, I'm still kind of browsing through my head what they could go for, but
at this point, I'm happy.
But it's Moscow 5. It could be anything, really.
I'm happy to go with PGG's randomness. I won't even like to say because
just go around. Don't pick, right?
Yeah, just don't pick. He promised me backstage they'll be like, yeah, man, we're gonna go Pudge first pick. We're gonna go Pudge first pick, and then they grab Darkseer. It's like, well, maybe not Pudge first pick, not best.
Pick someone like Axis. Okay,
Mirana. So we get right click and we get maneuverability, and we also get a way to initiate for Enigma. We've got to remember Mirana's ultimate.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. And Mirana functions extremely well with Shadow Demon because the disruption just sets up the arrow really, really nicely. It's a 100% guaranteed arrow if they do it correctly, and even against blinkers like Anti-Mage.
That's true, so let's get ourselves into it. We'll run through the Moscow 5 lineup to start with. So over here on the Dire side, it will be PGG playing one of the roles he's most famous for, the Enigma. Blood Angel will get to go the role as our damaging Mirana. That throws Admiration onto the hard-farming Morphling. Silent taking up the role as a Shadow Demon, and that leaves our final one, our Tidehunter, Vigos.
Yeah, it looks like we have a bit of a problem, but that just gives us time to also run through the Tongfu lineup. No surprises here, really. Move on to the Invoker. It will be Hao, of course, on the Anti-Mage. Evoke will be handling the Darkseer. Kabu on the Sankin that he's used so many times already this tournament, which leaves Sansheng on the Shadow Shaman.
We'll see how interested they are with their lanes. We already see a lot of Tongfu heading down towards the bot lane. And normally when we see this, it's just protecting their own jungle. We don't want Moscow 5 having a bit of a wander in there. They don't want an easy lay in that bot lane. And getting a ward just around this little region here. Well, obviously you guys can't see that because you're actually outside. Hey, hi. Or wherever that camera is. I need a red dot, man. I need a red dot. But yeah, you can get a ward down there on the bot lane, and it makes it very, very difficult for Mirana to really play around on that bot lane. You can just see these times I was like, well, I'm not quite sure if I can go over the river or not. And the leap is one of these things where you pop it off once and then you're gone for 15 seconds. You can't go into the lane. So how are you really supposed to get your farm, get your levels? You got one escape mechanism and you got to use it wisely.
Yeah, and looks like we will be having those players reconnecting, and I hope that those technical issues will be resolved rather soon.
Yeah, that will be the hope, man. That will be the hope. So looks like Tongfu, well, they should be good to go again. There's a question mark to go. So if Moscow 5 are ready to rock and rumble, we shall do the same.
Unpausing.
Yeah.
That's fine too.
And we're in. And we're in. So Moscow 5 will head up towards their top lane. And it looks to be PGG going bot lane. He's already carrying around some sentry wards, but then again, he's also got a build which could work for the jungle at the same time.
It's a bit weird. I mean, I think the sentry wards do indicate that he's going to go off lane. Or maybe he's going to be starting out in the jungle and later move towards the off lane at level 3.
We don't see Evoke's intentions. He is not going to leave that. Well, actually, then again, he's got a lot of regen. So again, it should be jungle, or he could go top lane solo. Top lane solo would be the obvious choice with his build.
Yes. Darkseer should be top solo. He doesn't really need those branches that much because Darkseer just has insane base intelligence plus mana pool, HP pool, armor as well. So he just works brilliantly if he has enough consumables.
So now, Silent. It's going to have a little bit of a look down for the bot rune, but Hal's already there.
The battle begins.
And they're going to protect these runes, so is it going to be bot rune? And it is going to be top rune as the most useless rune you can get as the first one. So regeneration. The unluckiness of the regen rune. You guys just walk past it and say, yep, we'll leave that there for maybe a rainy day. And looks like we're going to see a dual lane here in middle lane for Moscow 5. It's going to be their Morphling plus the Shadow Demon.
That's a bit overkill to counter Evoker, I got the impression.
It's never overkill if you counter him fully.
Yeah, that's true. And Disruption already starting up there from Silent.
Yeah. It's cheap mana. Already pushes move back a little bit and gives Admiration just a little bit of an advantage. He's the first one and only one to get a last hit so far. Looks like up on the top lane, Awoke is not going to have an easy life. Blood Angel plus Vigos already with the gush. Awoke, at this point he will surge, but Vigos! Beautiful body block! Then the arrow from Blood Angel. He wants to keep going on him right now. He's blocked out by the creeps! He couldn't get over! Vigos, no mana for gush. He's popping the clarity. He wants it. There will be the sound of pop from Awoke. There goes the haste. He's back with 114 HP. Back to the safety of the Tier 1 tower.
That was an incredibly nice play there by Blood Angel as well as Vigos. Blood Angel anticipating that Vigos was going to block him, but at the same time Awoke now surging himself back to base after poking off that self.
It's the only place he can go, and that's a long time out now. He got level 2 during that, but this is now space for Blood Angel to play around, and same time for Vigos to pull, so they keep control over this creep wave. Blood Angel's got to be careful though, he doesn't have a lot of life, he's taking up a lot of that creep wave, which obviously is not good for his health. Meanwhile on the bottom lane, PGG, probably not the best place for you to be in. There's the Shackle, burn him down, PGG, Karbu's going to come in, he could burrow, but he'll save it, leaving Anti-Mage with the first blood on the bot lane.
First blood!
Yeah, and this is, that was a bit of a weird movement there from PGG. He must have known there were 2 supports waiting for him in the jungle, but he still went there. That's just balls of steel.
It's PGG, man. You cannot explain PGG's actions.
No, you really
Beat them
can't.
legendary or scratching head worthy. Moo, have some fun. He does have Catcher up there as well, which he's going to hold the mana for at the moment. So now he's only got one last combo left and then he's out. And Admiration didn't really feel like he wanted to jump in on that. He's only got level 1 on Waveform.
So of course this is really good there from Tong Fu. You can have a Mirana free farm, but then an anti-mage free farm is in different matter entirely.
Well, Anti-Mage's free farm turns into a lot more farm, where Mirana's farm really turns into pressure onto heroes. So they've got to be aggressive. We're going to go top lane again. Vigos is searching for Awoke. He just eats through the trees to try and find him. But with that surge from Awoke, he'll then use it. Vigos again. I don't think you're going to get there in time. He tries. Arrow will fly. A little bit off target. Awoke not running directly down, which is what that arrow was meant for.
It's a bit unfortunate, of course, but yeah. It's so annoying to trying to kill a Darkseer. It's a melee hero that is still able to sort of counter kill you if you're not doing it correctly. Just with that Iron Shot, that's so annoying.
You got to keep your distance. You got to try and still get your farm up.
That's
and Blood Angel, he's walking past to try and catch up to Awoke right now, trying to get that Clarity Potion to dispel, which he does successfully do so. But he cops damage for doing so, and now he's only got 1 Tango left, and he even uses his leap to escape the Iron Shell and the Creep Wave. That's Desperado there from Blood Angel, and he stands on the Iron Shell. I'm wondering if he's even thinking about going back to base after how much damage he's taken. Either that or he's praying there's going to be a bottle, which I think he just bought.
I think Vigos could also just give him some of his regen. That'll be just fine. Now, seeing that what PGG is doing all the time, well, we gotta have to wait for that, I think, because Tong Fu is smoking up for mid lane.
Yeah, they're keeping the Rise and Admiration as well as Silent. They'd like to go in, but that smoke, it's still got some decent time. But they want Aberration and Silent to initiate here on Moo. That's why he's sitting us a little bit closer to the edge and now making that move. That is a pure bait. They want Aberration to come down the river, and now they've got to get that Burrow Strike, but
not going to get in time.
Seen too fast. Yeah. Seen way too fast. And now they still want to keep rotating up. They know Silent's moved up top, but they're split. Karbu's in a bad position. And even Silent, he's thinking about it, but can't think much longer.
At this stage, we can really just leave Hao solo on the bot lane. He's going to go hyper-aggressive and cancel that clarity of PGG's. PGG started off with 5 clarities, but all of them are being used now, have been used.
5 minutes in, he's expended every bit of mana.
Yeah. It's incredibly nasty. And,
hello top lane. Awoke trying to run away from Starfall. Oh, nice dodge. Run up, run down. And avoids the arrow of Blood Angel again.
And this Blood Angel is sitting, just those Iron Shell creatures deal so much damage while he's not concentrating, basically. You're trying to kill someone, you have to get past them. You just cop so much damage doing that.
Karbu's return towards the mid. Hello PGG, losing even more life on that bot lane, not to mention his mana.
He's nearly 6. Now Anti-Mage is 6. PGG must be very, very careful indeed. A few more slice and dice and one mana void and he's dead.
The cautiousness. Anti-Mage getting so much money on that bottom lane. 26 for 13 now. He's walking around with 27 for 13 now. 1,500 by his trades, still has 600 gold up his sleeve. Let's just see if he is going to go that Battle Fury build we've seen from basically almost every single anti-mage in this tournament. Or does he go a little bit different? Do we see the Mana Style? Do we see the Vanguard? Do we see him skip the extra farm and just say, let me fight early on?
Well, judging by his free farm that he's getting at the moment, I should think that he's going to go for Battle Fury. The Battle Fury is not only good for farming purposes, but also for split pushing. This is really, really awesome. Can work very well with the Vlads if you're behind. And split push anti-mage is extremely viable.
I'm a little bit surprised about the experience as well as the gold difference. It's not by much. It's like it's 500 and 100 respective. It's really very, very little. There isn't Enigma running for Moscow 5, but he's not running jungle. Well, he is now, but he wasn't before. You had this Nile on the bottom lane, but anti-mage is still getting decent farm. These things just... It's really surprising that we're still seeing Moscow 5 keeping up. 30 for 10 on the top lane, 26 for 13 as far as the Morphling goes in the middle lane. They're having really good times in the top as well as the mid, but the bottom lane just seems to be going Tong Fu's way, and they keep on pulling and finding enough money for their supports.
Yeah, and this is extremely important, not only money, but also crucial levels.
Top lane again, nice arrow after the gush, Starfall combined.
Wonderful play there by Blood Angel as well as Vigos.
They set that one up properly this time. They had the right angles, they got the right gush, got the good slow, and then the following line for the arrow would have been very, very difficult to evade, even if you did stop and take the time to do the casting animation for Surge.
For the last 4 minutes, basically, Kabu's been running around the map on his SK, not doing anything and not accomplishing anything, really. This is a really big concern, because he's under-leveled, he's under-farmed. While Sansheng is at least doing some pulling, so he's getting some nice levels.
And Vigos, almost the counterpart, the same CS coming out for the SK as well as the Tidehunter. But Tide's pulling on the top lane. He's helping to control that top lane and give more space for Blood Angel to move around, and also helping with engagements too. So he's finding the levels in this scenario.
Just meanwhile, PGG hitting level 5, which is really good, and also having that soaring up his sleeve, so he's not going to run out of mana. But at the same time, he needs to be tower hugging, otherwise he just risks dying.
What else can you really do? Sit back, deny, and just pray for the best? Is that really the advice? I suppose that's all he really can do, unless he wants to go jungle, but then he runs the risk of losing that tier 1 tower on the bottom lane.
Invisibility. The big thing at the moment for M5 is that Invoker has been totally shut down so far. Only 12 for 10, even the pulling Shadow Shaman's got 14 for 2.
I think that's what Kabu wants to make the most of. He now finds an Invis rune. He's looking for a setup in mid lane. Combining it with Pulse Snap might be enough, and already Mu just harassing Aberration a little bit. But only got 2 right clicks in after that, and now Mu right on top. Kabu is there. Now the Burrow Strike will be perfect, goes through 2 of them, and Mu wants to turn around and go on silent, but they can't make up their mind who they really want to have a crack at. Mu on the run out. There's the waveform down. Mu on low life. He goes Infist, but the Shadow Poison from Shadow Demon will take care of the job. And he goes like, guys, why are we stopping? I am tied. Let's go. Kabu wants to have a crack. Aberration got waveform again. There's the wave down. 1 more right click from Aberration will do the job, and Kabu does take a fall. Another kill for him. Aberration able to get out of range of the tower, so he will be fine as well. In the meantime, Silent hunting Sansheng, and PGG also rotating down as well, but Sansheng goes inside his own jungle, and that is where Moscow 5 do not dare to go without reinforcements at least.
The original idea of Tong Fu was really pretty good, but at the same time, after that double stun, Invoker was missing every single hit uphill, and therefore they decided to back up.
Kabu as well as Sansheng. Gonna find Vigos. Mu already starting for the Cold Snap. Burrow striking through Vigos. The Tidehunter will die. One last gush. Should die. Does die. That is the longest SK strike I think I've seen. Sansheng with the shock trying to bring down Silent. And Hao coming up. Right click. AM Oli Tornado. He gets a disruption. Missed the Tornado. Goes one last Shadow Poison.
To the other side.
It's the only thing he could do in return, and now removes all of Sansheng's mana.
I think Sansheng is going to be happy. He got the kill and he's going to go back to base. So 2 quick responses really there from Tong Fu. Anti-Mage is going to be happy. He's got 2.4k gold now.
So he's always got to look at net worth of 4.1. It's not really having to use too many consumables. Really interesting to see what he's still going to do. He's got 2,300 gold on him. If he's going to go that Manta, we'll see him pick up the Ultimate Orb in a couple of moments after this creep wave is pushed on. Or we see him buy Battle Fury.
He's still going to go Battle Fury, I think. Yeah, he just bought a Perseverance.
So flying on the courier.
Yeah. We were awoke on the top lane on his Darkseer, also finishing up the Soul Ring, which is just so important. Oh, bot lane. They're gonna try once again. Oh, instant black hole. They're wonderful play there by Moscow 5.
The only way you can really hold him in place and stop him from blinking away. And a black hole that gets a kill is worth it. And he only spent enough money for Perseverance. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, looks like Admiration having some fun here with Moo. And so goes the Tornado. No EMP to follow it. And Admiration will not want to chase. And Kabu also coming in for support just in case the Morphling did want to chase.
PGG TPing towards the top lane to prevent Awoke from sort of pushing it on his own.
Bot lane. They're going to dive back past the tower.
Yep.
Shadow Poison trying to search out for Tongfu. Sunshine Arrow will miss. Vigos will stay in close. Now the catcher on top of him. And Shadow Demon gets the kill.
Yeah, M5 really diving extremely hard, and it's paying off so far.
And PGG now gets an easy time. He's earned his break. He's done his hard work on the bot lane. So he'll go up towards the top lane to chill a little bit and let the rest of Moscow 5 do the work down the bottom, and also hunting again, Vigos and Silent. Sign to rotate. They might try and find a kill on bot lane. It's Animate, so they're not going to be able to kill him off, but they will look towards mid lane. And Invoker, once again, wanting to stand his ground, but if you are getting ganked by two heroes, it's not as easy. And looks like Kabu has also made the very, very long trek up top. Moscow 5, they've changed their minds. They're heading down south. And now PGG finds a Sand King. Man, with Maleficent plus the conversions, he might have enough damage, and that's why you got to see the Burrow Strike back down safety. Now on bottom lane, Vigos already popped off Ravage. He wants to kill off Animage. They have enough damage to do so. Leap away by Blood Angel, getting out of range of the tower, plus the Starfall to get rid of the creep wave. So that could be a tier 1 tower.
As well, yeah. Very, very nice play there by M5 aggressively. And Tongfu, I really have to say, are not doing as well as I thought they should have after that start they got. Sand King and Shadow Shaman really just not being as effective as the roaming Shadow Demon on the other side.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
There goes that bot tower, so Moscow 5's advantage increases. It was a 3k worth of, 3k worth of experience, plus now probably about 3k worth of gold, if not more. So Moscow 5 in a good position. Now, a lot of people really wrote Moscow 5 off, especially after their forfeit their last group stage match, which they just didn't really feel the need to play. And now they come here in the lower bracket just saying, you know, we're not feeling too great about this, but we're going to go with what we love to do. Play Dota, have fun, and then just basically find anybody to kill at any point of the game. That's the way Moscow 5 play. It's been a little bit more controlled, however, from them in this game, but when the time has come, they still look for the openings. They just sit back on their laurels and go, we got a couple of kills, let's just chill on this one. They're still, in their minds, looking for more.
Although Antimage is currently still leading the CS board, but still closely behind Mirana, Morphling, as well as the Enigma, 3 of the Dire heroes. But the Invoker's really, he's not been moving much. He's not been engaging in any fights or else, but he's just staying mid lane, and so he still only has not that many.
Arrow with the Maleficent on the top lane. Awoke locked in. Starfall from Mirana again. Nice up there by PGG. Needed no black hole for that one. As at the same time, Tongfu was smoking and trying to find a gank on bot lane.
And didn't get one.
Nope. As it happened on top lane. 2 heroes up there. And also Vigos and Silent. They're smoking and having a bit of a roam. They're looking towards mid. Kabu plus Muwa here. And they'll look for a little bit more to play around with if they can get that disruption. There goes the Purge already. Nice Tornado. Instant Invis. They would love to see him. Shadow Poison will latch for a moment. Meanwhile, top tier 1 tower. Blood Angel and PGG combine their forces to do the damage and bring it down. PGG with the last hit, and that's his Blink Dagger.
If he really wants to go for it, it could also be his mech.
It could be straight mech, you are right. He's the hardest decision of his life. He will even stop moving to make this decision.
He's got to think really hard about it.
Even think about the top lane still. It's like, come on guys, I didn't know Blink Dagger.
The Sand King's only level 4, and so it's really the Sand King is not playing incredibly well so far.
Well,
and Invoker's not having such an impact on the game as he should have.
It's a full mech for Enigma. It's a full mech for Enigma.
It's going for the safe route, really. Because otherwise, maybe blink into Black Hole and still get interrupted.
There's also at the same time a Yasha flying out for Blood Angel. So I guess the Mandasal coming out very early from Blood Angel as well. And how's our Tide looking? Well, he's pretty raw, but he's ward man for this game. 4-star for Silent. Mid lane Admiration and Blood Angel. And if he had his Yasha, this would be a lot easier. And it might be possible it doesn't work. Arrow will fly, missing Moo. Only just. Now Woke looks for the back.
He's actually going to get headed.
Yeah, she gets the denial.
Yeah.
At the same time, Shadow Demon goes down the bottom lane. What is Hal doing so far in? He's popped the AM only for this one. Blinks up and away from everybody else. Sunshine will not be as lucky. Vigos right behind him. Blood Angel's like right click, courier care, and he goes down. Now he can hand him his Yasha as a gift.
And in the end, it does turn out to be a 1-for-1 trade, but they did manage to take that tier 1 tower down on the bot lane, so it's not too bad for Tongfu.
So 4-8 is what we set up on the board. It is still, well, 4K gold now going the way of Moscow 5. And Experience hovering around the same mark. There's a jump in on Mu. Nice EMP Tornado, but Admiration, he's so far in front, chasing down.
And Mirana also leaping out, so in the end the EMP didn't hit anyone.
And we get a regen rune for Admiration.
Oh, he's going to absolutely love it.
And they're already looking for Hal up on the top lane. Blood Angel, arrow of your life. Disruption already starting off. Blink away. Now's your chance. No, he's too far away. Creep Wave's also coming in too.
Yeah, he's not going to try it. As from short range, Mirana arrow is always going to hit with the disruption setup.
We'll see our next item coming up too. Admiration going to go Ghost Scepter. So we're going to get the shotgun out from him.
I guess so, since the support heroes of Tongfu are really underleveled, and even the Darkseer didn't go for any more plus HP items.
Tis mine.
There's a couple coming out right now, like we're seeing SK buying up a Bracer. I'm pretty sure once they see that Ghost Scepter up in Aberration, a lot of other heroes will follow suit. They need that base HP if they want to try and live through the shotgun blast, so they're able to get their abilities off.
At the same time, a Cloak would also serve them incredibly well against it. It's one of the best items to really pick up against the Morphling. For support heroes, of course.
There's your Battle Fury, 17 minutes in. So
if you didn't die those 2 times, you could have had it really a lot earlier. But we're not going to complain, it's still fairly fast.
Moscow 5, 17 minutes means Roche time.
Yep, it indeed is, and it looks like Tongfu have no idea what's going on. Well, they do see the ward of them, or some of them walking in at least, and the ping does come out, but Tongfu at the moment really in no position to fight them, especially not against tight end Enigma.
Blood Angel, you have a Yasha and you're the damage dealer for your team.
And he's not right clicking.
Attack this guy right here. This direction, arrow flies. And you can bring him down. Okay, there we go.
Well
there we go. Now we're going to make the move. He must have been buying up something nice for his relatives back at home. There goes the Aegis Immortal. An instant smoke. Morphling will take the Aegis the Immortal. And Tier 1 Tower will go down the top lane in favor of Tongfu at the same time. They're going to try and fight this. They're going to look for the stragglers. Is there TPs out from everybody? Has everybody got a TP?
No,
Shadow Shaman
really.
does not.
Going out.
AM does not. Karbu does. And
this can be a horrendous fight there for Tongfu. Darkseer is not even there.
I wonder if they might even pop them around ultimate so they can get themselves in close. So PGG gonna make the move right now. Stuns on Mu. Karbu wants to have a crack. EMP Tornado. There goes that Mirana Ullman. Wards will go down. They cannot see them, however. AM Oli will almost kill off PGG. Mech Charge will pop. Now the black hole. Arrow will fly. Hold the anti-mage in the stun. They've got to keep it going. Blink away. Move with a cold snap. Finish the job. A little bit further down. Karbu lets up the Oli. It's not enough to kill off Aberration. Now they're trying to focus on a Woke. Right click him down. Vigos blocks him. 4 Euros able to do that. Triple kill for Aberration. He's got some wars to farm or die to. Choice is his. But the top TP has already happened.
That was such a good fight there for M5. Especially PGG fogging it and then soaring into ultimate. It would have been one hit and it would have died, but incredible play there by him. As well as it was a bit of a shame, of course, for the Mirana because the Starstorm did not hit on the Anti-Mage in the first place. So Anti-Mage actually survived the whole thing.
Now middle lane. Looks like Mu wants some revenge here on Blood Angel. His support's just a little bit too far away, including his own creep wave. Having these couple of kills happen, how's our momentum changed around? It's still pretty level as far as gold goes. Experience, it keeps going downhill in favor of Moscow 5. And this is going to start to become a big, big problem for Tongfu. Started to get out leveled, Mirana and Morphling getting bigger, and that's a lot of damage to come in fast. And not to mention the current gold up on Mirana as well as Morphling, both sitting at 2,400 gold. So Aberration, he is now 1,000 away from that shotgun, and Blood Angel is, well, probably about 200 away from having his full Manta.
At the same time, how his... He does have his Battle Fury plus Quantum Blade. He should be able to farm rather nicely, but he's not going to be joining fights anytime soon. And this is a big concern for Tongfu, knowing that Invoker is heavily underleveled.
Man, middle lane. They're coming in. Invis room for Admiration. There's already the Tornado going up on PGG. Then he's got no Black Hole. But there's the shot going out as well. Where Look Tide is wanting a Ravage, but he's still 30 seconds off cooldown as well. I really don't see what Moscow 5 want to achieve from this. Apart from get away from our tier 1 tower in mid lane. Admiration. He's looking at Sunshine right now. And he can probably take him Sunshine. Block for a moment. He's blocked for a moment. He's got to know someone's here. Admiration just stalking him. Awoke. Maybe. He's like, oh, hello, Admiration. He's almost killing him off. He just stay close enough.
Admiration is going to be a few more seconds until the Invis does wear off, but Tongfu are not going to spot him in time.
I think my Black Hole's still on cooldown. Ravage has got 1 second. So Vigos, he wants to play. Arrow. I'm hearing something fly. It's going up towards the Ancients. It's pretty well long-range arrow, falling short of even the Ancients.
Meanwhile, Hao is really using that time to split push the top lane. So basically letting M5 search for them and using that time to pressure other lanes. Very smart play.
And now they have to TP back. Looks like Moscow 5 have finished fishing around for a kill, and they're going to force the issue on the tier 2 tower. But then again, AM might not want to go for this. Nice EMP Tornado. Wants to go down. Mugens goes in. Fizz. What a fact! Into the wall. Vigos will get his Ravage off just in time. But it only niggles on one person, and they've already lost a Shadow Demon.
Morphling jumps to his Replica and surge onto the Sand King.
He might have some range. He's going to find PGG, TPing out, and that's going to be his death. Back in again. One of the Alpha stun thrown out. What the hell? No, it's just keeping stunning him.
And that was just a 4-on-5 fight, basically, because Anti-Mage was not participating. Anti-Mage in the meantime getting that tower, so all the advantage that M5 was able to accumulate through the aggressive ganking just went out of the window.
They take tier 1, they take tier 2, they take a whole bunch of heroes and lose absolutely nada. So good trade for Tongfu. Not even a trade, it was a steal.
Yeah. Mirana has finished her Manta Star, but her damage is still not very significant.
Yeah, she needs more. And even go like those cheaper items, get like an early Desolator. You need that right-click damage, but she might also try and go BKB. With the amount of stuff she's going up against, the amount of lockdown that Tongfu do have at their disposal, not to mention a lot of the ultimates which would love to fly at her. A BKB might even be a stable choice as well.
And Admiration has got enough gold for his E-Blade now.
So shotgun for one, safety for the other, or does Moscow 5 go all-out aggressiveness?
I guess it's going to be all-out aggressiveness. It's Moscow 5.
It's what Moscow 5 enjoy, but the lineup they've actually picked is a lot more stable looking into the late game.
Yes, normally we often see Moscow 5 without a carry, as in a proper DPS carry, but this time around we actually do have the Morphling, so that'll be good.
Well, Morphling in a way is also like a semi-carry. It's the same with Mirana. They both can do the job. Like we saw Mirana played by Havorst through so much of the last International, and it was almost played as a mid-game power hero, but they got so much of a start that became a late-game DPS carry.
Yeah, but Morphling on the other hand is just by nature is a hard carry. He's able to take on the Anti-Mage in a head-on fight easily. So that'll be dangerous. It's just that Anti-Mage just farms a lot faster than Morphling does with his Battle Fury. And that's a complete Manta Zone completed within around 6 minutes there by Hao.
This is just getting out of control now for Moscow 5. Anti-Mage gets bigger, they lost their last team fight, and they've lost all their outer towers, apart from, well, tier 2 in mid and tier 2 on bot. But they have managed to claim every tier 1 tower of Tongfu, and that works for Moscow 5. They got the openings, they got the shotguns, and they got the Black Hole and Ravage back up again. And that amount of control is enough to lock Tongfu down. The problem they're going to have is once Kabu is able to get that Blink Dagger up, which is not far off as well, then he'll be able to jump from range, get himself into the mix, and in fact now he's 20 gold away from that Blink Dagger, and it'll be a guaranteed epicenter every time.
Yeah, he's going to be able to hit it. They're going to let M5's aggressiveness, probably let M5 initiate upon them and then counter-initiate, which can be extremely dangerous. I'm not quite sure if M5 would be falling for it, but
they're going to initiate right now. They're grouping up for a smoke on the tier 2 tower. Morphling still pushing out the middle lane, but the Replica's going with the rest of the smoke crew. In fact, PGG and Blood Angel are going to head top.
Dire's bottom tower is
and the rest of them cycle round past the Rosh Pit and then head top.
They want the anti-mage. Where's the Shadow Demon? They kind of need a Shadow Demon to kill him, but he is the guy who is furthest away at the moment.
No, but it's going to be possible. Look at the support here from Tongfu. Awoke is just around the corner. PGG wanting to come in. And looks like that's a pipe also completed for Awoke already. It's just a headdress recipe he's currently buying up, so he's not full pipe yet. Now Moscow 5 into the middle lane. Couldn't find a kill, so they go the other way. Oh man, that arrow Mu almost walked into it. But they will take the tier 2 tower, but at what cost? There's the fortification coming up. EMP Tornado forces them back. Right click trying to come from Mirana. Tower is destroyed by the Morphling. And now they are going to retreat. No ultis wasted from Moscow 5. And they want to see Tongfu chase them.
They really do. Meanwhile, just Hao is camping in the opposing jungle, farming lanes as well as neutrals. I think extremely fast pace. And there we go, Mirana. Oh, and they're stuck by their one little centaur.
Yeah, you go, you neutral. Now looking at Awoke, looking at Tongfu, looking at Sunshake. It's got to start with PGG's Black Hole. He's right there, forced up. Then they turn around to Sentry Ward in the mid lane. Awoke got his shotgun down, 25 HP. He will go down, but in comes, well, will it be an epicenter? It was the end of the epicenter. Now he's purged. Catch it up. Moscow 5. They're taking 2 for Zippo. And Tongfu has spread to the wings. Mu's trying to push out the middle lane. Anti-Mage is out farming and pushing out the top lane. And they want to see if they can bring down, well, they can't. It's impossible.
This Anti-Mage's job is to force the other TPs to go back so they cannot push.
But look, they've brought another one up here. Mu's here as well. They might wait. Well, I think they're hoping the Moscow 5 would try and clear them up there. Sangsheng's also coming in tow.
Mu's Invoker is just incredibly poor so far in terms of gold. Only 1.6 gold up on him so far, and Facebook's 4-star, that's nothing for 27 minutes in. Also having only been involved in 3 kills so far for the Tongfu side, this is really not a good character. We've definitely seen him play better work.
And those last hits coming out right now for the Anti-Mage. 245 for 32.
It's just within a few minutes he's
Burrow, Anti-Mage jumps in and just slices, dices. Maybe
nice
with the ghost of using the Ethereal Blade charge to get him that little bit of extra time. Strength mobbing himself up. He's got to stick to him. He's blocked in by his own range creep. Aegis Immortal will pop. Support is there from Vigos. He has Ravage. Karbu Burrow strikes, but early. There goes the Ravage. Anti-Mage will blink away. He'll buy time, Awoke. Maybe not.
Blink in.
They're going to go for Vigos. Back him back. Give him more pain. Iron Shell's doing exactly that. Vigos will burn. Anti-Mage will take him. And Aberration TP's out to the tier 2 tower on bot lane.
Just in time, really. Karbu missing that stun on the Aegis, but in the end it did not really matter. Getting 2 important kills there.
Also means too that the Ravage is down. That's a big, big problem for Moscow 5. They're heavily reliant on PGG's Black Hole now. He does have the cash for the Blink Dagger. But I'm wondering if he's still thinking about, does he go the Blink Daggers, just go Hood for his team?
Or maybe even BKB, who really knows.
But BKB, when you got Anti-Mage on the field?
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
You're playing against an SK Darkseer, Shadow Shaman, Invoker. Those are 4 spells for casters.
Yeah. You only have to catch one hero out to avoid the one thing that can go through your BKB and stun you up.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
How's Bot Angel looking?
Rather nicely though, although I was a bit surprised that both of them didn't get the deny on the tower after Tongfu's heroes all left the lane.
As you know too, Bot Angel, he's going to go that BKB, man. He wants to live. In comes Vigos. Thinking about tanking for his team. PGG has the Blink Dagger, and he's going to hang out there in the mid lane. It's a little bit further back. You'll see Hal now making his move in towards the mid. They know there could be extra support. Disruption's already gone out in the Invoker.
4.3k gold on the Anti-Mage once again.
It's not done just yet. Roshan down low. Anti-Mage wants to jump in. He's looking into the pip. You'll see the Tidehunter and think maybe that's the one to go for. Admiration stunned up by Roshan. Waves up towards the high ground. Nice blink up. Blocks him up. There goes the Ghost Scepter. But instant jump out to the Replicate. Baiting as many of abilities as possible here from Tongfu. And now How's just like, well, should we finish? Maybe not. They don't know about the blink. They don't know about the blink of PGG. They've got to be so careful. Roshan down, 1800. Send up in the air. Now he jumps up, finds PGG. It's not over just yet. Awoke can't find an opening. PGG was still on the run. Now he's on the run from Illusions. Moo, there's the purge and the catch drop between the two. Aberration low life. There's the blink in with the burrow strike. Back and back in again. PGG, he's too late to get anything off in this fight. Roshan's gone as well. Morphling bias back in the game. Silent being stunned up. Morph shotguns down Kabu. They both die at the same time. Some will still follow through. Arrow avoided there by Moo. PGG, he wants to go. There's a Midnight Pulse. Now the black hole that Hal walks back into. He needs the Aegis to come back up. Awoke making his move too. He wants PGG. Maybe Aberration has another one. 12 seconds. He's running out of mana, running out of life, running out of everything. Strength morphing himself. It's just too much. Hal taking it up. Malphite done by PGG will not be enough.
That was a very nice Aegis steal there by the Mirana, but on the other hand, even better response from Moo's Invoker. In the end, just that deafening blast was crucial in killing the Morphling, and then the Cold Snap. All those illusions, North just could not wave out anymore. He was completely out of mana by the time he got out of Cold Snap.
And such an advantage gain from Tongfu during that last fight too. Now 4.5k gold going their way, and almost 5,000 worth of experience as well.
Roshan was killed by the Radiant in the end, but very, very nice steal by Blood Angel to get the Aegis.
Gotta give him props, man.
And is that, yeah, it's gonna be a BKB on the Anti-Mage. Full BKB being purchased up. He's completely fed up of all of the disables that he's copying, especially those mana burn things. That's basically the main reason he's left Mana Break on 1 until level 17. Then he actually skilled the first level of the second level of Mana Break. Before that, the Shadow Demon Illusion plus the Morphling Replicate were just too much.
And this is getting a little bit nasty for Moscow 5. Just seen them trying to move around the map. Even Blood Angel made that movement towards the top lane to try and farm it up, and then Anti-Mage appeared. He's like, I can't take this. If I get anywhere near that guy, it's going to kill me. He'll chase me down. He'll burn my mana. I cannot pop anything. My lead gives me movement speed, but I can only use it once.
At the same time, Tongfu are grouping up behind their main carrier as well, going to use him as bait. Smoke up behind him. But Moscow 5 have entirely different ideas so far. Admiration is farming at the Ancients camp, meanwhile Shadow Demon is also running around the Radiant jungle.
So it's now time for Smoke Gang for Tongfu. Let's see if they're going to have a little bit of a crack at the top lane. They're using Anti-Mage as bait. They want Moscow 5 to initiate. I don't know if Moscow 5 will take it, but they've got to do something because that's a tier 3 tower on the top lane exposed. And Tongfu would love to jump into that.
They absolutely do, especially because Enigma does not have ultimate just yet. Tide does, but Enigma is the one with the blank dagger.
So they see PGG. And Kabu also, I think PGG also sees Kabu. Wars down by Sunshine. So a lot of heroes up on this top lane. TPs are already coming back now. They've got to defend this one off. PGG, 20 seconds on his black hole. Ravage is, however, up for Vigos, so the moment will be his again. Nice mana burn straight through Silent, taking away almost all of his mana.
And tier 3 tower nearly fallen. This is incredibly good there for Tongfu because they force all the TPs back, and now Hao is back on the bot lane, instantly farming up. It's so easy for him to do. It's another 3.3k gold now. He just farms incredibly fast. That's Anti-Mage for you. Yeah, with a Battlefield.
309 CS in 33 minutes. It's, I would say, a decent rate.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Experience per minute is also up at 660. He's 4 levels above everybody else. His gold per minute is 572 right now. Closest to him is Morphling at 377. And Morphling right now looks like he's building towards a BKB as well.
Yes. It's just simply, he did get his E-Blade rather fast, but after that just didn't use it. He didn't get the chance to use it at all.
Illusion.
Able to lock him down, disrupt his movements, and you just can't do what you need to do. But it does hurt the E-Blade a little bit more because then there's no extra agility coming in with his next level item.
Yeah, it's just not much value added to him, really. Anti-Mage, he pushed himself a BKB. How the F did he just get another 4k gold?
Anti-Mage?
Yeah, just being an Anti-Mage.
It's called camps. It's called
it's
farming.
Crazy. It's absolutely crazy
farming
how nuts it is.
Maybe even finding an ancient stack or two, or maybe one, aberrations.
That would be good, actually, for Anti-Mage to blink inside, and then kind of, well, the illusion's going to spot Aberration out now.
Anti-Mage is, well, I think he thought about it for a moment, but look at the support coming in from Moscow 5. So much coming in. They'll see SD and it's like, well, that's not real.
I got the impression that what Tongfu are doing is always going to push M5 to defend at one tower, then TP to another one, and farm push the lane again. Which is so annoying. It's very frustrating because they are just so maneuverable.
Well, they're having themselves a great old time. Tongfu, they go back to their own jungle as well, so we're going to have a sheep stick coming out from Mu in the future. Sunsheng, he's already got himself that Blink Dagger. So now the initiation to go with the urn he's got, so more chances for him. So double Blink Dagger for Tongfu, plus the Blink ability from Anti-Mage, plus the Force Staff of Invoker, so he can jump in quickly. Then a Woke who's already got Surge, and he's building up to Aghanim Scepter now too. Already finished the pipe, already got the mech. Moscow 5 coming in with Mirana Ultimate. Arrow will fly, only hits a creep, however. Wonderful Tornado, better EMP. Blood Angel loses all of his mana.
And that was just incredibly messy there for M5. I think they even did it in vision of LGD, so they called LGD caught a glimpse of what Moscow 5 were up to.
That's why they felt it coming, man. Keep that security cost you very little mana, especially when you're going to run all the way back to base.
Darkseer building the Aghanim Scepter is of course something that does make sense against a hero like Morphling, since illusions do not get the raw plus damage, but rather depend on the attributes and the stats.
And that's why you upgrade it. Scepter outgoing damage of 140 when he hits level 16.
For Morphling, it's just amazing, since he will be morphing all his strength into agility at some point. So your illusion, in fact, will with Aghanim Scepter will do more damage than he does himself.
It's the same with Miranda as well. To a point.
To a point.
She's still going to be strong as hell. There's the blink in, and that ain't the real Enigma.
Just went on too fast. And he's actually spent some gold, and that's a full butterfly being purchased up there on the Anti-Mage.
He bought the Eagle Song on the way through, and then bought the rest of it at the side shop. So,
really is quite nice.
37 minutes in, Manta, BKB, Butterfly, Battle Fury, Treads, and still walking around with a TP scroll. This Anti-Mage, at this point, you could almost say, is not killable.
They need a full Black Hole and then a full Ravage.
And the Purge, and the Catcher.
They need too much to kill him, I think.
Well, they kill him, and then they got to deal with the rest of the team.
Yep. Especially the biggest trouble for them would be the BKB. They can't really do anything against any Anti-Mage BKB except for running. But Shadow Demon could, of course, purge him and then run.
Oh, here we go, pipe. Kabu, the only one that caught it. Nice back. Didn't really combine too well with the wall, but Blood Angel creates a whole bunch, and PGG grabbing them all! And the Ravage! Mirana with a double! He wants to get a triple as well! He runs back inside the base! It was too much, 4 go down! And he makes the only one to live! What a hit from Moscow 5!
That was perfect smoke there by PGG, and these are the sort of fights that Moscow 5 really need to get back into the game. Because if they just let Anti-Mage farm, Anti-Mage at some point, he just has too much. There's nothing they can do against him, but just wiping the Thor with all of his other teammates is a very, very good thing to do. Because they didn't have to get any response time. It was a 4-man black hole by PGG, which lasted for around 2 seconds, I think. Then Hao actually used the Mana Void to cancel it. But it already set up the Ravage afterwards perfectly as well.
Yeah, and that gave all the time in the world for Blood Angels to do the right-clicking. And also, the fact that PGG was able to survive put up a Ghost Scepter before that as well. So even if they wanted to right-click him, they couldn't do the job. PGG would just stand his ground, throw out a Malefice, throw out a Conversion, let him off Midnight Pulse, throw out the mech if he needed to as well for his team to live again. It was just such a great combination. But this is what you were talking about as well. You needed to get that black hole.
Yeah.
Always going to look for that black hole, because then the opening is there for Moscow 5 damage dealers to do their job without being obstructed by the rest of Tongfu.
In terms of raw DPS at the moment, Morphling still is no match for the Anti-Mage.
Oh yeah, nowhere near it.
Neither is in Mirana really. They both have Manta BKB.
But it's the lockdown. If you can lock him in place, like, you might not be able to keep up with the damage, but Anti-Mage is running around with 1800. What's he going to find? Admiration, shotgun, not going to kill off Sunsheng. He's trying to strength morph, then waves himself away. BKB, TP, and he's back to safety.
Nearly even killing on Sunsheng on the way, so that was some incredible play there by Admiration, knowing exactly he could possibly shotgun him down and still escape.
It's like Tom Food's going to have round 2 on the racks on the top. They know Black Hole's down. They know Ravage is down. So let's go again. 19 seconds on that Ravage now. Another 55 on the Black Hole.
And Hal's got buyback if needed as well.
And they're still got Epi, so there goes the pipe. Kabu, he'll prep the Epi in a moment, and they'll make the move in. EMP already trying to hold them back for the moment. Ward's going down by Shadow Shaman, Sunshine. Trying to be shotgunned down. The end really Shadow Shaman wards. They've got to keep this Rax alive. There's no fortification. Nice Burrow strike right in the middle, but bigger Ravage from Vigos again. But Animate is just too strong. Kabu trying to be brought down by Blood Angel. It's not going to work. Hal's managed to get a triple kill so far. Blinks in. PGG goes it will keep him alive. There's a leap away by Blood Angel. And Kabu trying to keep a range away. Burrow strike in.
Play.
And it is an ultra kill
for the Anti-Mage.
It will be Rax as well. And they might not stop here. Bottom Rax will be the only other target they can go for. And look at the beeline we're already seeing Hal make. He wants this. He wants it fast.
He's still got 5k in the bank again. And this is just the power of a late game Anti-Mage. There's very little Moscow 5 can do apart from having this one huge fight. But for that, they really need the ultimates. And Tong Fu just pushed at the exact right time.
Yeah, the power of the ultimates we saw during the last fight. And Tong Fu, they weathered the storm. They came straight back again. And now they take double Rax. There'll be one last thing to do, and they'll be pushed down mid lane. Or maybe Roshan, and then pushed down mid lane.
And I have the impression that Hao could actually, if they actually go for Roshan, he might pick up
Rapier.
Yep. Rapier. He's one of those characters that might actually do that. He definitely he already has a goal to do so if he feels like it.
He just needs that security Jaegers. And look at already Moscow 5 checking for Roshan. There's one illusion left inside the pit in case M5 want to jump in there. At the moment, yeah, there's the Shadow Poison wave in. They were really expecting him to be full of people.
Wow, just look at the damage that the Morphling was taking though. He's completely out of mana because of that onslaught. The Anti-Mage Engineering was just ripping him apart.
Man, are they really going to try this? Moscow 5 want to try Roshan.
That is a horrendous
Admiration
idea.
wants to regen. Admiration wants to regen. Give it back what he lost. Hiding inside the Mirana ultimate. And this one Manta style illusion is causing so much issue for Moscow 5. 7.2k on Anti-Mage.
It's getting silly. This Anti-Mage is incredibly fat.
PGG wants another black hole, but Tong Fu don't need to pressure the point.
At this point, Anti-Mage could sell off the TP, buy an Abyssal Blade, something along those lines, and still have money for buyback.
See Admiration trying to hold this bottom lane by himself. Top lane's going to push through as well. Super Seismic Crease making the move. Moscow 5, even if they want to contest Roshan, their defense duties are going to outweigh.
Tier 2 is, they cannot defend Tier 2, no. It's completely impossible.
PGG might have second thoughts about that. In fact, looks like the rest of Moscow 5 too. Disruption, arrow, hits on Hal. There goes the EMP, PGG. He wants to jump in. There goes the wall. BKB is up. Ravage on Awoke. There goes the waveform as well. They bring down the Darkseer. Instant buyback. Sunshed being chased down by Aberration. It might be enough. Waveform in 4, 3, 2. No, he's not going to make it. And Moscow 5 just trying to deal with the creep wave.
Anti-Mage just sneaking in from behind as well, just managing to sneak in the tower. And in the end, yes, one of the Tong Fu guys does die, but there's very little they can do to stop him overall. 8k in the bank for the Anti-Mage. I mean, he's already reaching his cap.
We're going again. Roshan attempt again by Moscow 5, but
far too slow.
There goes the Tornado, picking up the Morphling. Arrow only hits on an illusion, and then the disruption goes out on an illusion as well. EMP burns out Aberration's mana, so he can't play around as much as he would like to with a shotgun.
And Tong Fu are not going to care. They say, oh, we give you Roshan, we just go mid.
Exactly what they should do as well. Tier 3 tower to go down. Moscow 5 don't have enough time, but they're already going to lose a Tier 3 tower. Alacrity up on Hal. There's just too much damage, and they might try and come from behind, but it's too late. They're already out. Blink away and you're safe.
Well, possibly we'll be waiting for that Shadow Shaman to come with a blink, but actually seeing TPs popping off there. And smoke. No Tier 3 tower, so they can just walk in.
I think they want to go for Roshan for a point, and Hal just like, well, I don't want to be smoked, man. I can farm. Or is he just revealing the fact that they did smoke?
10k.
Man, what's he going to buy? TP scroll dropped. You'll pick up the Aegis the Immortal.
And, don't know, like sell a Battle Fury by Rapier. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Awoke coming down to help out. And there's the Aegis the Immortal plus the Cheese. So Cheese...
Might as well give it to the Shadow Shaman. This poor guy is just dying all the time.
Cheese taken by Hal. And what is he going to buy? He's walking around with 10.6k.
Sell the cheese by Arabia.
Looking at the mid lane.
He's waiting for that one initiation by Tongfu. They could, of course, I'm a big advocate of a Blink Dagger on Darkseer, but that's not going to happen this game.
I don't think it'll leave me enough time for that one. Other lanes are pushing out. There goes the pipe. And Blink in from Sunshine is going to be the first initiation.
That replicate of Anti-Mage is actually stronger than most of M5's heroes at the moment. The wards are getting dropped as well, but easily being damaged down. This is just free farm. Unless Kabu decides to go in, which he does not.
Now Tornado, I'm hearing a Hex, and it's going to go right on top of Stylen. Howl just disintegrates him, and now he focuses on the racks. The wall is down. There will be nothing to really do. Nice black hole by PGG. Awoke will go down. Blood Angel able to sit there on the side. They're able to get down a lot of these heroes right now. Howl, he'll pop off the cheese. He'll come back up again. Shadow Shaman, Sunshake does come back to life again. Howl to pop off the ultimate. Shadow Shaman goes down. Now maybe it might be enough. Mirana locked in place. He wants Moo. He leaps down. He wants a little bit more. While Anti-Mage is out fighting an Aberration. Right click can come from Blood Angel. It's going to be enough to bring him down. Blink away, disjoints. He's back for the racks. Will he get the full? They want him dead. They get him dead as well. Burrow straight back in. Epicenter by Kabu. Oh, it's all over Moscow 5. PGG back to the tower. Burrow strike in 2. Blink away to Ghost Scepter. He wants to live. But GG, well played, comes out. Moscow 5's run ends now. Tongfu will not be eliminated, and the Chinese remain in. All Chinese teams will remain here inside the competition.
For this day at least. Moscow 5 having that 4-kill lead, but in the end it was certainly just not enough. But entertaining plays, of course. Big props into making it to the international.
Yeah, man, Moscow 5, they're always entertaining. However, in this scenario, they don't come out, but Tongfu, they will advance. They will have a tougher game coming up in round 2. Of course, who's going to meet them there? We're still going to find out. Winners bracket tomorrow. Even more matches coming up, maybe even another one tonight. So yeah, we're going to throw it back over to the boys on our panel to find out.
Thank you, Toby and Slesher. There we have it then. Tongfu are the winner of the best of 1 in the loser bracket, beating out M5. That means tomorrow that Tongfu will play against Evil Geniuses in another best of 1, so they're done for today. Why do you look so sad?
Both of my favorite teams are gone. Mao's lost and M5 lost. The most entertaining teams by far. I just got to say, PGG is a man. He is awesome. He looks like a little boy. He's actually a man. He's awesome. Just something right now.
I'm smiling because the Chinese teams are doing well. I love watching them play. They're a lot of the teams who sort of traditionally are a bit more boring, but that strategic way, the way they control the game flow really impressed me. Tongfu there, it was all about the anti-mage, but they worked well together as a teking.
Bruno, anything that you liked or disliked?
Well, Tongfu played it safely. They went with a high win rate heroes, Darkseer 60%, Sand King 70%, but the key of the match was the difference in the creep score between Morphling and Anti-Mage. So while Morphling had a decent 232 creep, Anti-Mage had 507 creep. So you know it here, bigger is better.
Size matters.
I love how we're so late in the day and Bruno still comes out with the one line. He's a true professional.
He's giving real stats and jokes, and we're just like,
yeah, we're just like, when's the next game? But of course, the next game coming up is going to be Dara versus Absolute Legends. But talking a little bit about M5, yeah, very entertaining. They did have a good game. It looked like at the beginning, at least, to mid-game, they had an advantage, but it kind of slipped away.
Yeah, they got some really nice early game kills. Mirana, I mean, even at the end of the game was 9-2-7. Had a decent game. Didn't always land that sort of arrow starfall combo, but it farmed up decently well. I think the problem came down to having the Mirana and Morphling. There was just too many heroes who needed the farm.
All right, and of course, once again, congratulations to Tongfu. And they've earned themselves also today a winner's interview. So let's go to that.
好的，各位观众朋友们，欢迎回来，我是精灵。那么，首先祝贺一下同福战队，经过刚才一场比较艰难的战斗之后，终于是获得了胜利。那么，现在站在我身边的这名选手呢，是来自于同福战队的 Awoke。Awoke 你好。
大家好，我是来自同福的 Awoke。
那么能给我们简单叙述一下你现在的心情，以及对于刚才一场比赛的整体回顾吗？
总的来说还是有惊无险的拿下了吧。就是前期的话，我们其实优势路处理的不是很好，就是 SK 和 SS 的等级并不是很高，加上他们其实 虽然他们谜团下路混得不是很好，但是他依靠打野已经挽回了很大的劣势。然后上路，我们就是说，当 POM 优势路的 POM 去动的时候，并且迅速的拔掉了我们优势路的一塔，这时候就很难打了。不过最后依靠对面的失误加一些就是小团战拖后期吧，主要打敌法，我们打这套阵容就是往后期拖吧，然后对方可能失误也比较多，然后拿下比赛吧。
那么也是看到比赛的前中期，对手的话应该说表现的也是非常的出色，一度是把同湖战队有种压着打的感觉。那你觉得这个被压的最大原因是因为敌方的阵容原因，还是因为你们前期对线期有点不利呢？
主要的话，我觉得双团控在前期的打架的容错率就是比较高吧。然后我们那个阵容相对而言前期的控制不是很足，因为 SK 在没有跳刀的时候不是很好，而且 DS 装备不好，被先手的话很可能就直接会被秒掉。当然就是他们因为要急着推进，也许让我们抓了几波机会反打吧。然后就是打到后面的话 ，DS 强配合敌法这些东西就比较厉害了。而且卡尔也起到一个消耗的那个作用吧，就是吹风栅栏之后，我们就可以先手开团。就是敌法装备好的话就很好打了。
好了，那么也是感谢 Walker 的采访，希望同湖战队在之后的比赛中也能够一帆风顺，谢谢。
All right, thank you, Anderson. Never sure who's doing the interviews this evening here, so my froze. I'm going to throw to everyone's name next time. I like it when people say back to James. It's nice. Okay, so...
You just like to feel important.
Back to you, Gods.
Back to me, well...
throw it back to me, we got a highlight.
Back to you, James.
All right, we got a highlight for you guys. Back to Bruno.
Yay, it's me. So we're seeing a black hole here, and How is kind of dying. He's dead. Yay! That's a great black hole. PGG, we're not seeing his black holes again.
Yeah, that sounded you Toby's brother.
Relative.
It was the same kind of level of enthusiasm and also pitch. It was deafening, but in a good way.
He's nailed the Australian accent as well.
Yeah. It's very, very good. But let's ask a question about Tong Fu, and we'll go to the brackets as well, just to take a look at the lower brackets. But Tong Fu, how far can they really go in this tournament?
I think if they play up to their capabilities, I think they can go quite far, actually. They're taking on EG next. Now, EG had a very, very close match against IG, honestly. I thought that EG could have possibly advanced through there, so they're not going to be an easy opponent. But Tong Fu has shown through the Eastern qualifiers that they're a really good team and they're capable of big-time plays. Now, they didn't start off very well against M5, as God said. That was a pretty close one there, but they ended up taking it down.
Yeah, it's a tough opponent, but it pretty much comes down to how hard can How carry them.
Every game? Yeah?
Every game.
Okay. All right, then. So next up, of course, is going to be Dara versus Absolute Legends. The winner of this will be moving on to play DK tomorrow. The loser will unfortunately end their international tournament here. We don't want that to happen to anybody, but it does seem to have to happen. So we are going to go over then to